Hello, Interweb. Today I'm going to do the Thief class and show you how you can make this into a 4x6 no card for white box. First thing I'm going to show you is I'm using the same stats for all these character creations. The 10, 17, 6, 12, 12, and 15. This is using Dice Log. It's a neat roller thing, and you just basically type in what you want and hit roll. And so therefore I have this set of scores, and I'm going to go straight into creating my character using this and showing how you would put this together. When you're looking at a thief, the first thing you have to be is quick, fast, and dexterous. So your dexterity score automatically has to go as your highest score. You have no choice on that. I mean, you could choose to do something else. I would highly suggest that not being the case. But so I'm going to put 17 as my dexterity here. And if I'm following my format for bonuses, I would be a +2 for this area. Okay. Very, very important. The next thing I would do also is think which one would I like to have my next bonus, because I have two scores. I have the 17 and the 15 that gives me a bonus. I like to put it in the strength. It just gives you an extra bump when you try to kill or to have to pick something up. So I'm gonna put a 15 here. This gives me a +1, and this is 2-hit melee as well as for damage. Okay. And this +2 is very, very important. This is going to be used for your to hit range, right? And it's also going to be used for your AC, okay? The other scores go anywhere you like. I do not have too much of a preference. I know I always want to keep the one of the higher scores. In this case, it's not going to have a bonus. But like I said, I add the Constitution to their initial hit points, which is full hit points for each class. So I had a 12 + 6, so it's going to give them 18 hit points to start off with. That's what I do. Of course, everyone does it differently. You have intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Now you might say, I want my next 12 to go in charisma. He might have to tell a lie, and he might have to roll under a 12 to see whether or not someone believes in the lie. Also, wisdom is being smart enough to discern things of perception. You know, do I notice anything about me? So you might want to put it there, you know. Or intelligence, you got to disarm a trap, and you might have to, DM might say, do an intelligence check to see whether you can figure it out. This is kind of hard for this class. It really depends on who you're playing with. So I am going to put like my perception, or I might do that as my lowest one. So I'm going to put 6, it's going to be a -1. And I'm going to keep my intelligence pretty smart. I got to do some trap stuff, and I'm going to put 10 here. But these are still zeros, okay? So these are things to consider when you're playing this as to how you think your DM is going to do it. Your saving throw for a thief class is 14. And now I am going to take some time and think about, you can know 2 other languages above 10. So I get 2 languages. And for that matter, I let them decide what languages they want to learn as they go. And if they come to an encounter, let's say with goblins, and they want to say, I want to learn how to speak goblin, you got to roll 1d20 under your 12, just whether you pick it up by what they're saying. And that becomes the language that individual learns. And that's the only one they get. Okay. So, you know, once again, it's DM discretion on that one. So let's go to your next sheet. I got a lot of stuff to look at here. Okay, they can use any weapon, but they can only use leather armor, and they can't be bogged down with a shield. So this is where it's really important to have a high dexterity. So 2 + 2, they're actually going to get an AC of 14 using this method, right? So that's my method, which you can do any way you want. I just do this because, I like it. So that's that. I believe that if you have a halfling, believe me, you have dwarves, halflings, and elves. If you pick a halfling thief, they're super deadly because they get a +2 using a bow, and if they have a +2 dexterity, that gives them a +4 on their hits with a bow. That's crazy awesome. So that's something to consider. So, but I always think these guys should always have a bow. That should be number 1. and they should always have some kind of weapon that you would think that was somewhat a finesse. In this case, I would definitely see a sword. And swords of wizardry, the white box version here says if it's a short sword, it's a -1, or in this case, I just use a long sword. If say it's a human version of this, right? So that's something to consider, right? So you want to make sure that you have a melee weapon as well as a ranged weapon. If it's going the bow, longboard, if it's a human, you give them the big one. But these get 2 attacks per round, and if you get a bunch of arrows, you're kind of golden here, right? For doing things, okay? So also looking at this thing, another thing you might want to make sure this guy is equipped with is a dagger for the up close and personal means of doing things, right? Once again, game masters generally are a little flexible, and they change a little bit for how you're going to do something. And we'll talk about that when they start doing from behind stuff. It's going to be in here. So the melee to bonus to hit is +1 because of his strength, and it's 0 because you're first level, so it's a +1 here. For your weapon range, it's 0. Dexterity is +2, but if you're a halfling, you get another +2. But that, in this case, I'm just making a human, so I just put +2 here. You're not going to be able to use a helmet, even though it's something to consider. It's just, I'd say you have to just wear leather armor for this thing, for your occupation. You would pick one of the 2 things. Clearly, being a thief, I don't think that you would want something like a hooded lantern with 6 pints of lantern oil, although you might want the 10-foot pole. So you could talk to your game master about switching certain things out for doing what you want. For all practical reasons, I'm going to grab this guy, and that'll be my 50 gold pieces spent for my general gear, right? So like I explained in the other videos with this thing, I say you can carry as many things as your strength. He has a high strength, being 15. I don't carry the things on him or the armor. So his weapons are not counted as armor. So he has like essentially 8 things on him right now, which makes that kind of easy. I should put down the 2 important attributes that you have as a thief. One of them is, I call it the backstab, right? That's kind of what I've always been told it's called. You get a +2 to hit from behind, and you do ×2 damage. Okay. In other games such as Wizardry Complete, it goes up 5th level, it goes up to 3 times damage, and it goes, quadruple damage and stuff. But this just stays at double damage. You could house rule this thing. It depends if you want. You say it's double damage ×2 maximum damage. So you could actually make it like a really, really awesome kill. And like I said, it depends on what you want to do. This is white box, so you're real flexible with that. The other thing this thing has, a thief class, and it doesn't have like the tables in the other editions, right? You get this score. It's called the thievery score. So I just run down thievery score, right? It's really interesting. It gives you a number 2. And this is going to be 2 out of 6 to do task that you want to do, right? So I want to go pick someone's pocket. It's a 2 out of 6. I want to go ahead and climb this wall. It's like a 2 out of 6. So the idea behind it, the 2 out of 6, everybody else, all their characters is 1 out of 6. So it's 2 out of 6 for thieves, all right? And this is going to go up. When it gets to 4th level, it will become 3 out of 6, okay? At that point in time, it's a 50-50 shot. By the time you get to 10th level, it's 5 out of 6, which means you have an 80% chance of being successful. As a game master, the conditions by which you're doing something and how it's being described greatly enhances whether or not you're going to be good at this stuff. So if someone says, I'm going to pick someone's pocket, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my friend Salvoy over here cause a distraction, and I'm going to come up behind him and accidentally bump into him while slipping. I might give that guy +1, or how would you say, yeah, +1 to the roll, or say a -1 to the roll to try to get him down to where he was, or just say your thievery score is really going to be 3 on this because you did such a great job explaining how you're going to be doing it, right? So this is pretty much it for making a thief character and using the note card for doing this thing. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, I like to use it. It's an easy way to keep track of it, and obviously you can use more note codes for treasures and keep all this stuff together. It's something to think about. And I thank you for taking the time to listen, and I hope you found it interesting. Okay? I appreciate it. You have a great day now. Bye.